Welcome back to the Testimonial Guy podcast rebrand, episode number 2. I don't know if I have intros or outros spun up by the time I'm publishing this yet, but you have those to look forward to. Again, my theme moving forward as I plunked down another $25,000 for a year of coaching, which I'm going to get to in this episode, how much I've invested and what's been my financial return so far, and the leap of faith required to move forward. And am I being smart, dumb, whatever? So a theme for me, and I would encourage everybody to do the same. What is the thing that I don't do for this year moving forward? What don't I do? What mantra can it be? And so Maria Forleo, I think her name is, I heard her speak at Funnel Hacking Live, and she has this great framework, and she talked about how she doesn't do overwhelm. That's her mantra now. I don't do overwhelm. I believe she's matured past that, but she told her story around this and her framework, and how, at recent peak success for her, she was overwhelmed, crushing it, but overwhelmed. And that was bleeding into her family life. And she was not happy because she was overwhelmed. She was achieving the success she wanted. And I've done that. Have you done that? Have you started getting the results you wanted, and then you are not happy? So she was talking about that and how it was manifesting for her was overwhelm. And that's manifested in that way for me too, back in some sales days where I was super successful. And so again, have you felt that overwhelm as you've started to achieve your goals? So excuse me. So she was talking about that, and so it came to her to create this mantra: I don't do X. And for her, I don't do overwhelm. And so as she started saying that mantra every day, it started reworking the neural pathways, right? We hear so much about that. I hear about this. Do you hear about this these days? It's like people talk about these grooves of the record that we create in our brain, these neural pathways. And so how do we create new neural pathways? How do we skip out of the old groove into the new groove that's going to serve us better? And so she was like, well, I'm going to start by saying this new mantra. And as the way she describes it, as she's talking, as she implements this new, or she starts saying this mantra to herself, it starts creating the space or the opportunities for her to not do overwhelm. So again, hers is, I don't do overwhelm. So in other words, the things that she needs to not do overwhelm in her life start appearing. The tools she needs, the resources she needs, the awarenesses she needs, the ability to start saying no that she needs. All these things start to materialize and come to life for her. And I've experienced that type of thing in my own life. Have you as well? Have you? It's so powerful about mantras, right? Or about being open-minded to trying new things, and how it creates space for new things, new good things to happen. And that, for example, was in action for me, just being open-minded to Maria's message when I heard her speak recently at Funnel Hacking Live, to being open-minded to Ed Mylett's message at Funnel Hacking Live. And so I love this framework. When I went to, I'm like, all right, I got to hear Ed Mylett. Ed Mylett, Google him, brings a certain picture to my mind, right? Like cigar smoking, muscle guy, late 40s, early 50s, like jet plane guy, right? And I'm like, all right, Ed Mylett is a keynote speaker at Funnel Hacking Live for a reason. Can I set aside my contempt? And so, all right, God, what can I hear? How can I be of service? I start saying these mantras to myself. Can I be open-minded? What's for me to learn here? And I was able to hear Maria Forleo's rich message and Ed Mylett's rich message. Ed had a couple great messages. I'll save that for another episode. And I was going to talk about, this is what's prone to happen with me. If you're new to my podcast, welcome. Or if you've heard me before, you know I do this a lot. I'm going to start talking about one thing and I end up talking about something else. But a theme moving forward on this podcast is going to be I don't do overthinking. I want to get funnels to market. I want to get offers to market. I want to test headlines. I want to test copy. I want to start throwing stuff out there and see what works and stop waiting for it to be perfect, but throw something out there. That's my goal this year because I've invested a lot of money. And again, I'm going to talk about that. I'll talk about that next episode. So Marie Forleo, actually have the Funnel Hacking Live brochure right here. I'm going to look her up. Let's see what Marie talked about. Oh my gosh, I'm holding you hostage. Oh, who else spoke? Daryl Eves, Stu McLaren, Dan Kennedy, and Russell Brunson. Brooke Castillo was awesome. She talked about frameworks. Jordan Burroughs, Josh Forty, Lisa Bilyeu, Christine Morel. Christine Morel was awesome. Allison Prince, always good. Jenna Kutcher, Mark Joyner, all these amazing people. Brendan Bouchard, go on and on. Where is she? There she is. Marie Forleo. Marie Forleo. And her talk was called Time is One of the Most Precious Resources to Protect. So she was I Don't Do Overwhelm. Ed Mylett was the keynote speaker, by the way. Ed Mylett crushed. So inspiring. So for me, she had us do this exercise, Marie. And she says, all right, what is the thing you are not going to do? What is the mantra you can start telling yourself that I don't do X moving forward? And I'm going to challenge you right now. What is that thing for you? So for me, I started with, I don't do guilt, or I don't do procrastination. And those sort of resonated, right? But then the one that really hit me, that visceral gut was like, I don't do overthinking. Like I've been overthinking stuff a lot. I take a lot of action, but on big things, I'll overthink it. What to me seems big things, I'll overthink it for months. When I did my summit back in the day, the Tools for a Good Life Summit, you can check it out, toolsforagoodlifesummit.com. Type it in your browser. But I overthought that for 6 months. The headline. I overthought the headline for 6 months. And I basically ended up where I started 6 months later. And finally brought the Tools for a Good Life Summit to market. So, moving forward, I don't do overthinking. There's going to be have the appearance of big projects that I want to do, that it's just going to be like, let's get them done. Don't overthink it. You can tweak, you can change, you can modify along the way. So, I don't do overthinking. That is going to be a theme moving forward. What is your theme? What is your mantra that you're going to tell yourself every day throughout the day to help you in your business journey, your online entrepreneurial journey? For me, I don't do overthinking. What's yours? Text me, email me, let me know. Write it in the reviews. All right, that's it. I'm done. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Table Rush Talk Show. For resources to help you sell your stuff, go to belove.media/resources. That's belove.media/resources. And be sure to subscribe, comment, 5-star, and share. Thank you again for listening.